Welcome to African Voices 24 and welcome to our program, the African Diaspora. And today we are fortunate to host one of Zimbabwe's African Diaspora who is in UK, Barbara. And welcome, Barbara, to the program African Diaspora.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Zimbabwe, from wherever you are. Good morning or good afternoon, Peter. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Thank you. On African Voices, it's a platform that we give Africans to air their views on social issues, on politics, and on policy issues. And today we are looking at the life of African diaspora in the UK. And we are fortunate, and it's our pleasure to host Barbara, who is Zimbabwean and who is in the UK. The purpose of this program is to look at what should be considered when Africans decide to go to UK. What are the things that they should consider? And what should they expect when they're in UK? How do people socialize? What is the cost of living like? How do people live in UK? What is the working life like? And we hope that this program and the outcome of this discussion will help many Africans who are planning to migrate to UK. So, Comrade Barbara, tell us, what do you think with your experience of migrating to UK? What do you think are important key factors or things that Africans who decide to migrate to UK should consider before they travel?
Yes, thank you so much, Comrade Peter. My experience with the UK as a country, I think and I believe UK is a good country. It is a country that upholds democracy. It's a country that respects human rights. That's the one thing that I observed when I entered this country, and I felt I belong to this country, because where I was coming from, it was just the opposite. UK is the opposite of Zimbabwe in terms of human rights respect. So when people are coming here, maybe before I go there, Peter, I just want to say in terms of greener pastures, yes, the greener pastures are there. The jobs are plenty. They pay well. There's freedom of work. You actually feel the right to employment. They really make it a employment. They make employment a right for everyone. They don't discriminate, Peter. Just Zimbabwe, when you reach 60 or 65, you go on pension. Here, you go when you feel like, when you are tired. That's where you go. You can even see people, 80-year-old people, going to work. As long as you are tired, as long as you are strong, you feel strong, you can go to work. And also, they don't discriminate basing on disability. You want the lifestyle is equal to everyone. You won't even notice this person is disabled, this person is able, because there's everything for everyone. There's equality for everyone, even in jobs, Peter. Even in the parking spaces, there are parking spaces reserved for people that are disabled. I really liked the way of life here. You feel there's that sense of belonging, because you are not discriminated. Even if you are a refugee, you've got rights. Even if you are a refugee, life is just equal for everyone here in the UK. But coming to those that want to migrate, the advice that I can give them, yes, there is the jobs are plenty, the salaries are good. They're only good when you are focused in the UK, when your life is focused in the UK, when you don't have extended families, when you don't have extended responsibilities. The moment you have responsibilities elsewhere, like let's say you are looking after your family in Zimbabwe, or your parents in Zimbabwe, or your children in Zimbabwe, then life in the UK, it becomes very, very, very difficult, Peter, because the rentals, they are expensive, the bills, they are expensive. So the money that you earn when you pay your bills, pay your rentals, your food, then you are then left with maybe it's not much what you are left with, and then you then have to put more hours, because you can work 2 jobs or 3 jobs depending what you want, Peter. You can work shifts, 12-hour shifts, it's up to you. You can work 8-hour shifts, it's up to you. So there's that liberal a decision. You can do actually anything here in the UK. So you then see people working hard so that they can subsidize those that are in Zimbabwe. That's where the problem is now, because you strain yourself. That's why you see most people, most Zimbabweans that come to the UK, when they die, they just collapse. Or you know, the majority of them, they don't even fall sick. They are affected by those diseases that you yourself won't be even knowing that you have that disease, because of overworking and fatigue.
Let's look at someone who has got a family. You want to migrate to UK, and you are considering a number of issues, including kids, schooling. What is the education system like in UK? Is it easy to have school-going kids whilst being an African diaspora in the UK?
The education system here in the UK is very good. And like I said before, they don't discriminate. Even if you are a refugee, your children just go to school. It's free. Even if you are an immigrant, your children, it's free. Education is free. But what people have to know, those that want to come, that they have to know that child care, Peter, is very expensive in the UK. You know, most people cannot afford childcare, especially if you are a single parent. If you are maybe you are you've got children, and maybe you are a couple, it then becomes better, because you then take turns in looking after the children. Maybe your shifts, you shift your shifts to say the wife maybe might work during the day, the hubby might work maybe night shifts, so as to accommodate the children. Or you have to hire someone to look after your children, or maybe to take your children to school, like my school runs, because here in the UK they are very strict. The children rights, you know, it's something that they uphold. Every child in the UK belongs to the government. No, you don't own a child that is below 18 years old. It's the government responsibility to look after the children. That's where I liked most about UK. If you hire someone to look after your children, that person, Peter, is paid just like anyone else. The minimum wage is uniform to everyone, every sector. So if you hire someone to look after your kids, make sure that person will get exactly like you are getting as an employer. That person will be getting just his or her minimum wage. You don't pay less than minimum wage, and the minimum wage is regulated, and you can't pay less than that. If you pay less than that, then it's exploitation. The government chips in. They are against modern slavery. They talk about it. They don't want even to hear about this.
So it's quite expensive to raise kids in UK. Especially if you are a single parent, because then you need to really work hard to be able to pay for child care.
Yes, it is actually expensive, because but at the same time you then have to decide, because if your child is young, and you can't afford the salary, the childminder salary, you can then register for benefits. You are paid whilst you are at home, and the child, every child has got an allowance. And you as the mother or the father raising the child, if you can't go to work because you are raising the child, you are given benefits. You are actually rewarded for looking after your child or raising your child or making sure your child gets all what they should get whilst they are young. So you're actually given an allowance to sustain you. But then it then now becomes a problem when you come here, like we are with the maybe you've applied, you want to come and work here, you can't then claim benefits because you don't have those benefits. You've come to work, so you have to work. So if you bring your child and you don't look for a child minder, and if it's known that you are not looking after that child well, let's say maybe one wise here they'll lock up the children in the house and then they go to work. There's nothing like that here. And once the neighbor sees that you are abusing the child, they can report the child is taken by social welfare.
Right. So thank you for those who are following us. This is African Voices 24, and we are on the program, the African Diaspora. We are talking to Comrade Barbara, who is a Zimbabwean living in the UK. The purpose of this program is to highlight issues of importance that many who are thinking about migrating to UK should know. Many people in Zimbabwe and many people around Africa are definitely thinking about migrating to UK. This information that we are discussing here and the further information that we'll continue to discuss on this program may help you in one way or another. So, Comrade Barbara, let's look at social life in the UK. When you arrived in the UK, definitely we have got different cultures and traditions in Africa and UK. What was your most difficult cultural issue that you had to adjust to?
Yeah, you know, when I came here, I for one, maybe because of the exposure, Peter, I had the international exposure already. Myself, I didn't find it very difficult to fit into this this different culture, the European culture, because I was already exposed. But what I've seen being a stumbling block to others or being a hindrance to others, it's like, you know, the pubs. Yeah, the pubs, like, you know, everyone can go to a pub. Women, they can go to pubs with their men. There's nothing wrong to see a woman walking into a pub. You know, there are also some pubs that are children friendly. You can go to a pub, Peter, you yourself, your wife, and your children. Your children can be playing in the pub, and you'll be drinking, and your wife will be drinking, or you'll be sitting with your children on the table, the children eating. Most pubs, they serve food. I found it to be very, you know, it relaxed environment, a relaxed scenario where in Zimbabwe, when the pubs are mostly for men, and women who go to pubs, you know, they are labeled to say mbawa, but here you are not, no one labels you. Even the dressing, Peter, you know, you dress like you want, no one looks at you. You can dress, you can put on a skirt, a mini skirt that is like a belt, a figure belt. No one will look at you. You know, there's no abuse of women. You know, according to how they dress, women walk freely. You know, how they dress here in the UK. In Zimbabwe, they will be called they are naked, but here they walk freely. No one harasses them. You know, no men will even look at them. You know, they walk like, you know, everything is normalized. Peter, you know, you actually feel the environment is very, very, very safe for women. That's one thing that I learned. Women are very free to do whatever they want. You know, here the domestic violence or gender-based violence, they take them very, very seriously. You know, even the other cultural the shock that I saw. It's the how men, what I can call the husbands here, you know, the roles, the gender roles, you know, they are not stereotyped. There's no role that is said, this one is for men, this one is for women, especially in the home. You know, the father of the children can do whatever the mother can do. The father can cook, they can look after the children once the mother is at work, or they can bathe the children, they can, you know, they can do anything for the children. And the life is, you know, it's just normal for you to see a man carrying a baby, or maybe on here they can carry them even at the back. They can, you know, it's you know, it's they uphold family values. They here the family, it comes first in the UK. You know, they promote a family life. You know, so this is one thing that I saw, and what I've observed, and what I've the researches that I've read, Peter, most African men, they are failing to cope, because they are used to the patriarchal system in Africa. And I think here in the UK, it's matriarchal. It's matriarchal. I think it's because of the queen. I don't know, but you know, it's like the respect for women. The respect for women is just, you know, overwhelming. Women are respected. Peter, I think maybe it's because of the queen. I'm yet to see whether there's going to be a change, since there's now the king. But you know, it's just an environment that is free for women. So there is no bashing of women. You know, you beat a wife, you are removed from the house. The wife is protected. The wife and the children, they are protected. They don't even care, where are you going? Where will you go? They don't tolerate wife beating. They don't tolerate domestic violence. And the other thing is, here there's a culture of exercising, which is not, you know, in Zimbabwe, only those who have got money are able to like exercise. In Zimbabwe, when we talk of exercise, it's going to the gym. But here, exercise is not going to the gym. A walk in the park, you know, a walk in the neighborhood, you know, every area has got a park where you can go and maybe refresh, or you can have a walk, or you can, and there are games, there are ball games for children, you know, that kind of life. And I think, Peter, in Zimbabwe, we used to have such kind of life. I remember where I grew up from in Makokova, we used to have those parks with seesaws, with swings, where we would go and play. We'll even tell our parents to say, we are going to the park. We used to say, park. You know, but where right now that lifestyle is no longer there in Zimbabwe, but the base was there, but it was destroyed. We thought it's nothing, but it was good for recreational purposes. The walls here, you can go to walls to meet and mingle, to mix, to maybe dancing, or any activities. There will be, maybe they can, cinemas in the world, they still do that. People still go there to say, maybe once a week there will be an activity in the community hall, just like we used to do, where we would go and see
So let's end it with one more aspect. What do you do? What do you normally do during your spare time? How do you socialize? You have touched on that a bit, but for Africans who are used to have big gatherings, family gatherings, and also going around the neighborhood, speaking with your neighbors, knocking at your neighbors, those uninvited, visiting your workmates uninvited. How is it in that regard?
There's nothing like that, Peter. You just have to get used to that kind of life, confinement in the house. You just need to get used to watching your TV, or playing with your phone, maybe, or calling your family, or calling your friends. especially when it's winter like this, there are not many activities, outdoor activities. So most people will be indoors, unless if you just want to go and chill at a pub, because even if you go there, it will be warm. So you can just go and chill at the pub, even on your own, Peter. You won't even feel lonely, because there'll be people, you'll be seeing people. Maybe by so doing, you'll meet up friends there, or if you've got other Zimbabweans nearby, you just have to hook up with the friends. Like myself, I didn't have any problems, because I had to hook up with so many Zimbabweans. So we can even arrange, we can arrange to see each other. Sometimes even the birthdays, when you are invited, you just go for the sake of meeting friends. You know, sometimes you arrange, maybe going to, if it's summer, there are so many activities. Even the just the environment, the weather, it will be inviting itself. You feel like you want to go out, maybe to the beach. There are so many beaches here in the UK. You can go to the beach, and also you can hook up with friends. Peter, you go on holiday, because holidays here, they are very cheap. You know, you can go to Spain. The air ticket, it can even cost you £20. You can go to France, you can go to Portugal, you can go to Turkey, you can go to Norway, any European country. It's very cheap to go there. You can just go, maybe spend a holiday even on your own. So it depends on what exactly you want, you know, because you've got money. You can, it's if you know how to use it, you know. Like now is the time to book the holidays for summer. They will be cheap. There will be cheap packages for you to go there. You can even go around UK. UK is a very nice country, Peter. There are so many lovely places where you can go. Maybe book for a weekend. You can go there, check in Friday, come out Sunday. You go, you check in where there's a beach, or maybe there's a music. Like in summer, there will be so many musicians from Zimbabwe coming to the UK. So many shows. So you plan now. Which show do I want to go? You plan now. You buy the tickets now, so that you just do your things. Plan, sit down and plan properly. Then you will not go wrong.
Right, thank you, Barbara, and thank you for sharing these insights and your experiences. I think we should have a follow-up program looking at the labor laws, looking at what it is at work, and also looking at issues like social security, pensions, and also issues like how do the diaspora link up with families back home. How do you invest back home, and what are the challenges that you face when you want to invest back home? For example, building a house or buying some properties. I've heard and read many stories of the diaspora that lost lots of money through trusting their relatives and friends. So we'll have a second round to discuss that. But thank you for sharing these good insights. It was quite interesting. Some things that we take for granted, things that we don't consider when we want to go to UK, came out, and I think it was quite helpful for all of us. So thank you for being on the program, the African Diaspora, on your platform, the African Voices 24, a platform that seeks to empower Africans and to give them a platform to raise their voices on politics, policy, and social issues. Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah, thank you so much, Peter. Maybe before we wind up, I just want to maybe to advise the people that are coming to Zimbabwe, are coming to the UK from Zim. I know we are going to have a series on the labor issues, but I just thought, Kuti, this is very key. It's very crucial for all those that are coming. Please join unions. Unions here are right. You know, sometimes they will even ask you whether you are a union member. Your employer can ask you, but I know most of the employers that employ these people, they are exploiting these people. So they should join unions so that they cannot be exploited, because the government here hates, does not even want to see people being exploited. So they must speak up as well and join unions. And then I think we'll discuss more, like you said, when we meet. But I just felt it will help one or two people listening to or watching this program. Peter, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very important point. When you finally arrive in UK, and you get employed, make sure that you join a union so that your rights are protected. That was Comrade Barbara, a Zimbabwean who is resident in UK, sharing some of her experiences, some of her observations in UK on your platform, the African Voices 24, and on your program, the African Diaspora. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.